Look, I cannot believe I haven't seen this before. This is absolutely incredible, and filmmakers absolutely going to love this. Maybe not even just filmmakers, photographers as well. Anyone who uses these kind of light fixtures that has Bowens mounts, wow, this is incredibly useful. The FALCAM Move LightGo fixture. You can wirelessly control the direction of the light. Imagine if this was in a position where you couldn't reach it. How useful is this going to be? So we're going to be talking about it. So this is what you get in the FALCAM Move LightGo in the box. Essentially, you get the main Move LightGo fixture, you get a wired remote, you get a 3-meter USB-C cable, a 5-meter USB-C cable, you get 2 *20 screws, M6 hand screws, 2 main lanyards, and you get the light stand numbering stickers. Now, I threw this on the scales, and the main fixture weighs a total of 1.67 kilos. Now look, this wireless remote is actually sold separately, but I mean, it's $40 Australian, which I think is what, $25 to $30 US, which is very cheap, and you may as well buy it because it comes with a battery as well that is rechargeable through the USB-C on the top. But the great thing about this is that obviously you can be in your filming position, have this attached to your belt or your pocket, whatever, and then control the light to wherever position you want. And I have found this extremely useful on my fitness shoots because the majority of my lights are separated quite a fair distance, and I don't have to go back and forward. And I'm a one-man band, so I don't actually have a gaffer on set that's going to be adjusting the lights for me. And because I am using Aperture and Amaran lights, I do actually have the CytusLink or Amaran Creators app that I can control my lighting temperatures, intensity, so everything is wireless. I can literally have the light control here, and I've got the light gimbal control with by FALCAM in my other hand or in my pocket. So much flexibility on set. So FALCAM has designed this wireless control module for your lighting fixtures. Now it is Bowens mount, it is absolutely incredible, but the Bowens mount can be removed. I'm not 100% sure if they're going to be making a whole bunch of different types of mounts or sizes of mounts. That could be a future thing. But the great thing about this is it's a full metal design. It is absolutely solid. It feels absolutely premium. But there is one little caveat when it comes to mounting my specific light on here. Now this will vary depending on the light and I guess the size of the actual mouth. You can see here when I mount the Amaran 300C, I can't actually have it facing normal. I actually have to turn this upside down because there is a bit of a clearance issue with this particular light fixture. Now I have actually used this with a couple of other different light fixtures and I haven't really had any issues when it comes to clearance. So it really does depend on the light you're using, but all I have to do is light it upside down. It makes no difference whatsoever. It just means that the orientation of the light is upside down, but I do micro adjustments with my exposure and lighting and all that stuff inside the CytusLink app anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. Now look, if you do have these lights mounted on top, it does actually have like this locking pin for your light fixture, which is fantastic. But anything that is mounted up above, you should be having some sort of safety pin anyway to make sure that nothing will drop, but it just is good that this one comes with that safety pin. And the major reason why someone would actually get this is someone like me who's a one-man band who has the control over the lights just myself. I don't have a gaffer and it's in separate positions. I'm just going to be saving so much time on set. But this just isn't limited to one-man bands. This obviously can be used on film sets, professional film sets, small crews, just people who want to have the ability to control the light without actually having to go over to the light, reach to it, and all those kind of things. Like, it can suit so many different people, and obviously not just filmmakers as well. It can actually suit photographers. If you're a photographer that uses like a Bowens mount flash system, this could still work extremely well, and it just has that versatility with photographers and videographers and filmmakers. Anyone who utilizes the Bowens mount is going to take full advantage of this light fixture. Okay, so once you double tap and hold that button down, it will turn on. Then you'll get this kind of display right here if it shows up. And then you can pretty much control it like a regular remote. Very, very, very basic to use. But this gives you so much more control over your lighting situations, specifically if you do actually have these in really high situations where you can't physically reach it. Or let's say, for instance, if it wasn't raining, it's raining today, I'd be placing one of these lights outside. Then I could just literally have this one in my pocket, in my pouch, utility belt, whatever I've got, and then control the light direction with this remote. so much easier. It gives you literally that pan and tilt motion, which is pretty much all you need. But even just having this as a key light situation, and I just need to change that angle a little bit, I can just do this without having to deal with this whole contraption and, you know, tilting it myself. So yeah, very, very handy with that one. Now, one of the most impressive things about the controllability of this is you actually have 4 custom buttons. So essentially you can just hit A and it will actually go back into any kind of position that you've actually programmed it to. See? Pretty simple. I've programmed 4 different positions in this where I can just tap A, B, C, or D, and it will actually change those positions exactly where I actually programmed it, which could be really handy. Like I said, if these are in positions where they are high up, or let's say for instance, you're switching from over the shoulder of one talent and then over shoulder of the other talent, and you've got a completely different lighting situation, you can program it back to that very specific location. Now, when it comes to programming for specific locations, very, very simple. All you need to do is move the fixture in the location you actually want to program it, hold that button, and it will actually come up with an OK symbol on the front. So you probably didn't see that because that didn't rack focus, but we'll move to the second location. Very simple, move it up. Let's hold B, comes up with OK. I'll move it to the third one. Let's go 100K pluck. Hold C, and it says OK. Now all you need to do is double tap it. So press it once, press it again. There's the A location. That's how fast it moves. B location. And C location. Yeah, simple. Double tap it back to A. And that is how easy it is to use this thing. It's so intuitive and very simple. So when it comes to powering device, you have 3 different options which you can purchase, which we'll go through right now. Essentially, it's like this AC splitter. So this is actually going to give you power to this device. So essentially, it splits it, puts it straight into your regular, I guess, AC adapter, and then it comes off into this USB-C adapter. Then the USB-C is what powers this actual device itself, the FALCAM device. Now, so that obviously means you don't actually have to have any kind of V-mount battery attached to this and then power it, or any kind of power brick. But that doesn't limit you to just this. You can have a V-mount battery attached to here and power it, because on both sides, if you come in nice and close, if you see here on this side, you've got a 1/4-20 mount on this side, but then you've also got a 1/4-20 mount on this side, and they have these RE locating pins as well. So you can actually attach things there, but you can just have a regular V-mount battery clamp and power it directly. But obviously there is no battery inside here, so there has to be some sort of supply of power for this. So now this is the second type of adapter that actually is included. So this one actually goes directly into the light. Then you actually have a splitter here that will obviously go into the light as well, and then you'll be able to get power. So essentially it just reroutes it a little bit differently than just down here at the AC box. It's more up here at the light, and this will actually suit a lot of situations where you can't actually get this close enough. But yeah, it's just something a little bit different. But yeah, essentially that plugs into there and will give you that power straight up. Now, this is the third version that you can actually purchase, which is just a DC module. So essentially your DC power will fit directly into this. It'll split into your actual light. And then you have the USB-C power that goes directly into the Move LightGo. Now, the last powering option is that you can actually use an external battery, but you've got to make sure that it is above 45 watts of power delivery. You know, you could probably use 50 watts to be safe. Definitely check with your V-mount battery or external battery what kind of power output it can do. Just needs to be above that 45 watts, or roughly about 50 watts. So look, overall, this FALCAM fixture is absolutely incredible. Absolutely recommend this to so many different filmmakers, specifically if you do, you know, play with a lot of lighting gear that is Bowens mount. You're going to find so much use out of this, you know, but with putting your lights outside, putting your lights mounted up high, even just on a C-stand, so you don't actually have to take the C-stand down and, you know, make the adjustments there. Just makes it so much easier. I just cannot believe other filmmaking companies haven't actually done this yet. It's just so affordable. It's so useful. And I am so thankful that FALCAM sent this one through, because I'm going to be using this absolutely all the time. So anyway, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I will obviously put a link in the description below with all the stuff that I used today. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's get it.